Well, thanks for joining me in this second winter maintenance repair video that I'm making. Um, if you watched the last one, I'd like to thank you, both of you. Um, in this video, we're going to tear apart there and pull the axles, inspect everything back there. We're going to, there's a bearing that we're going to be needing to address. I got a fun little accessory. I hope it's fun that I'll be putting on. Let's see what else. Oh, and clutch maintenance. This machine still has the stock clutch on it. So, I decided that it's best to baby it. Well, baby it in the sense that keeping it clean, giving it the best chance to survive what I'm planning on putting it through, with some replacing some wear parts and inspection and cleaning, kind of stuff that's just a good idea to do. Yeah, we're gonna start tearing this apart, find out what kind of goodies are hiding for us in there, and get to work. Well, as you could see, the that didn't go according to plan. What happened was the joints separated inside the boot. It's not uncommon if you ever have to change a boot, like you rip a boot and you're going to change the boot. You have to separate the joint to change the boot. So they're made to separate, but normally they put up more of a fight than that, so that you can use the axle to pull itself out. Well, it's separated. So plan B, I wrapped some nylon webbing from a cheap tie down strap, and then use my slide hammer. Well, thing about the axles is that you've got to pull the shaft out square, or else it'll bind in there, and the ring, the retention ring, will still grab hold. It's got to come out square. So I don't know if the camera picked it up, but I put a pry bar underneath it, strapped the pry bar handle down so that it was putting upward pressure on it. So when I hit it with the slide hammer, it would kind of equal that out. It popped out. Axle's out, that's great. But now it sure looks like the transmission seal has been weeping. I haven't seen any drops on the ground, but leaks don't get better. So I'm gonna get some parts on order. Well, we go from there. Seals are cheap, but I don't want to miss out on a ride or risk damaging the transmission because I ignored a leak. So
the next day.
well, in my exploration of everything that could be going wrong with this thing. Now, mind you, it was working just fine when I parked it. So, in any case, you just saw me pull the whole, I guess, the hub and everything off because one of the caliper mounting bolts is stripped off in the mounting bracket. I thought it felt weird. If I remember right, I thought it felt weird when I get this effing thing off.
Relax, dude.
When I changed the pads last, but I just sent it. I guess that's how it goes sometimes. Whatever. But now the bolt won't come out, so I needed to get the assembly over here on the table where I can actually deal with that bolt. And I'll have to source another bracket. And in trying to get all that apart, my bearing, she doesn't give up the ghost. These bearings are, I don't know, less than a year old, but whatever. It's a side-by-side. I should just go on and get used to doing them. So yeah, again, I keep preaching this, but now's the time to find these things when you don't have a ride coming up in a week or two.
3 days later.
So as you could see, pulling the bearing, pulling out that bad bearing didn't go so well. The puller tool, I guess it works okay. I think it's mostly meant to be used while everything's on the machine. I would never do it that way. The problem with it is, since you're using an impact, everything gets real violent while you're actually putting the like feeding the beans to that thing. And that old bad bearing, it got crooked. I didn't realize it. the outer race busted. It got nasty, and it kind of boogered up the bearing carrier.
So stupid!
Like, if I had a ride coming up and I had to get the machine back together, I could clean that up. And I'm gonna save this old part, because I don't know, you never know. And so I don't throw away nothing. In any case, I ordered a new bearing carrier. Surprisingly, this new bearing carrier was only like $85, something like that. It was probably $90 to my door. And so why wouldn't I just replace it? I've got my new bearing, and instead of using the puller that I trashed the old carrier on, I'm not going to reuse that. I'm just going to do what I should have done and use my little Harbor Freight shop press to press in the new bearing. So that's where we're at. I got my new bearing, I got my new carrier, and we're going to see if I can do this without messing it up too bad.
I shall cheer for you.
So there's that bearing install. If you're watching this looking for advice, I would just say don't rush it. Until the bearing goes in a certain distance, it could still be going in cockeyed. And that's how you mess up the carrier. So go slow. If it doesn't seem like it's going in right, stop. Look at it. Maybe adjust and push on it, a little heavier on one side than the other. And then that's what I was doing. And then it would give. Eventually it gets to the point where you can just fear to the pressure, and then it sends it home. Bearings suck. I don't know that anybody's going to argue with me on that. But we got to do them when we play this game. Okay, now it's time to fix this axle. I pulled both rear axles because well, I like to do that once in a while just to clean up the splines that go either into the differential or the transmission, so that if I ever have to pull them out on the trail, they're easy to get out then, when I don't have the convenience of a garage or a bunch of time or a bunch of friends that aren't waiting on me to fix my machine.
You're so smart. You're so effing smart.
One thing that's kind of common that I've found, it's happened before, is that the joint has come apart in there. It's hard to tell. I can feel it, and you can see the boot is dimpled here because it's pulled out farther than it's supposed to be. But that's really easy to fix. If you're running the Rhino axles, they've got their special pliers. It's pretty simple. It's basically the same procedure as if you were going to change out the CV joint itself, because it's already disassembled itself inside the boot. Instead of the snap ring that holds it into the transmission, in this case, giving the snap ring that holds the CV joint. Gave first. And then you saw in the video how I had to resort to other measures to get it apart. So we're just going to take the joint apart, or take the boot off slide the joint back together, put the boot back on. Pretty simple, I'll show you. So you can see here, this is the that snap ring. That's simply popped out of the spline end here. So I just got done fishing out this brittle plastic from the joint. I don't know what that plastic was. It kind of sucks digging around inside that greasy joint. I've got another CV joint here. I'd kind of like to save that in case I know I actually need it. That joint came from when I broke my belt. I didn't make a video on that. That was kind of before I started doing this stuff, but it I twisted some splines on the axle.
So much torque, the chassis twisted coming off the line.
I had to change out the axle, but that joint survived, so I harvested the axle or the joint. So I'm gonna put this back together and keep an eye on it. The rear axles are really quite easy to get out in case this is making some noise. It wasn't making any noises before. I just don't know. This stuff is like a almost like a friction coating or something. But these axles aren't cheap, so I'd rather just get my money's worth out of this and keep an eye on it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Time to put this back together. It's just as easy as that. Now I just cross my fingers that that joint still has some miles left in it. Again, the pliers are necessary. They're like 50 bucks. This is my second set because I can't manage to keep track of my things. But these are necessary, and it's really quite easy to repair these axles should you find yourself in a situation where you need to.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So this part of the video, I decided to waste some money. I know that a lot of what I'm doing in this video and the one before was just sort of catching up on maintenance during this little off season. But let's be honest, the way I see it, I started making a career out of wasting money on this thing the day I bought it. You got to pay to play. So I got some more lights for it. I know, turn it into sort of a rolling disco ball, but a lot of the fun with these is just kind of showing off. So I got some laser whips. I've already wired in the switch and ran the wires up to where they're gonna be. It was really simple. Basically, we got the switch. It's got the power has a fuse holder, so run that to whatever you're going to use for your power. I ran it on the bus bar to the constant on. Since I'm running the dual battery, I don't worry too much. I like to leave it on if we're just parked around like a bonfire or whatever the case may be, because whenever dust or smoke travels through the laser whips, that's when you can see them. So I wanted to be able to leave them on without the ignition of the machine being on. Power on ground coming from the bus bar. I pulled the side of the tunnel in the cabin here so that I could run the wire down through. This is their little control box. It's got the little antenna built into here because it's got a remote. I'll show you that in a minute. In the instructions, they recommend that it's mounted in a protected spot with the wires facing down. So I guess I did read the instructions. And then the wiring travels up and it's coming out up here. I'll tie up the excess after I get done mounting the pods. So it's the same way on both sides, and this is what I've got. This is the wiring that I trimmed off of the switch. They give you plenty, just different applications, I'm assuming. Get rid of that. So, you know, just kind of make the system yours. I got them from, as you could have seen on the switch, Rough Country. I decided to go big and get the 2400 lumens lights versus the 1200. I'm hoping that they'll show up on just like dirt road dust or whatever. I guess I'll find out, but this is what they look like. They come with the lights, the brackets to mount the lights, but you have to get a separate kit to mount them to the roll cage. So if you get this set from Rough Country, know that it doesn't come with anything to attach it to your roll cage. So I got all the pieces and it's time to finish up putting these on and see how they look. So I don't really want to take a chance on screwing up this lens. It's scratch resistant, but it still looks to be fragile to a certain degree. So I'm decided it's going to be best for me to pad these up while I'm figuring out how to mount them.
So we had to take charge and grow up. Back then they were never showing love. Search them up, they ain't showing up. I could never cope with tugs, car low-key, they never wanna know what's up. Just rolling funds, O's and snubs. Couldn't care less about hope and love. Ain't no one ever put me on. Cop the work, chop the work, no guidance. Who inspired us? Bunch of rappers and violent nihilists. From young we protected our pride like a lioness. With our naive piousness, dropped a few out, brought a few in, and formed the family with the finalists. And it's hard to say where it started, but it's easy to point out it started somewhere. And I know it's unclear why life's been unfair. I'm here still striving, trying till I've gone clear from here, and I won't stop till I'm top tier. Can someone ring the bell? I'm getting off here. All the OGs are washed, so we had to take charge and grow up. Back then they were never showing love. Search them up, they ain't showing up. I can never cope with tugs, car low-key, they never wanna know what's up. Just road and funds, O's and snubs. Couldn't care less about hope and love. If we're both on roads with no hope, then no, I ain't finna jump off with you nerds. My spirit's a true curse, questioning myself like when will you learn? We're true, every box we tick it, but no box get a ticket. Gee, I got a P1 but I can't take it. Bring me the change in exchange for this ticket. We be in the burbs, no blocks. Dubs got loud, I ain't running no crops. Glad that I ain't gotta swerve no cops. Kinda pen ain't something that I wanna know of. We be in the burbs, no flats. Folks got loud, I ain't running no packs. Glad that I ain't gotta serve no cats. Kinda roads ain't something that I wanna romance. All the OGs are washed, so we had to take charge and grow up. Back then they were never showing love. Search them up, they ain't showing up. I can never cope with tugs, car low-key, they never wanna know what's up. Just rolling funds, O's and snubs. Couldn't care less about hope and love. You don't wanna glide or slide or waste your time to awaken Tesla. Mention my name one time at the wrong time online, then I might enter. Don't butt me in the flesh if you're just a pretender and not a contender. When I step in the place, back of the rave or on stage, I'm still the center. Just got a brown team with a big back, came down from Leicester, Efter. Yo, she wanna ride on me like she ride on Vespa. She loving my wave, she loving the hills, she loves the Northwester. Gave 3 strokes, put her in a cab, then sent her back like Nesta. Please don't screw face me, car bro, I don't appreciate that gesture. Some funny man, all of them slender, tender. Please just surrender. All of them fake like wrestler, Alexa, show me one MC better than Tesla.
Sorry, I can't find any MCs better than Tesla.
Stunner boy baby, I'm way too Swayze. Got your gal in La Senza. Girl, don't rip off the phone, it looks nice when it's on and I'm loving the texture. Stunner boy baby, I'm way too Swayze. Got your missing La Senza. Stunner boy. It's BEV or it's nothing, bro. T's a sure thing, man, he gotta blow. What you wanna ride today? Don't you see the lions, man? Tesla, before I was Tesla, I was in Middlesex with a tester. Fling that kitty one extra, then I'm out and a ghost like Spectre. Tesla, before I was Tesla, I was in Middlesex with a tester. Fling that kitty one extra, then I'm out and a ghost.
That was the video. I hope that somebody, 1, watches this, and 2, found something interesting or helpful. Again, there's probably a better way to do most of these things, but these are just the ways that I've decided and figured out through trial and error to sort of get the job done. Thanks again for watching, and I guess look out for the next one. Shouldn't be too long because I got to get this wrapped up. I want to start using the machine again. Again, thanks for watching.